It's quite simple. I sailed into Valletta in Malta, and she was there, and she was up for sale. She was a pretty good condition cosmetically, but she already had all that rust behind the frame. So that's it. I didn't care. I took her with the rust. Well, I brought Eilean in Antigua in 1974 because I thought that was the right place for her.
When we first arrived here, it was, there was actually quite a few boats around. We had an incredible welcoming when we came in. People came out in their dinghies to welcome us.
Well, sometimes I used to go to the VI, and in the VI we could make 4 hours in between charters. One behind another one. So let's say I would go for 2 months, stay in the VI for 2 months, and make probably 8 or 9 charters there and come back.
Did 26 weeks of charter a year at that time, which was quite a lot. We were one of the busiest charter yachts and actually one of the largest boats back in the day.
We could maintain the boat, not a living. Nobody can make a living on charter.
So it was super, super busy, and then, you know, obviously we had to come back for repairs and to do varnishing, etc. And Antigua was always our home port. The whole Duran thing happened just after I left, which made me very upset, of course, because it was the coolest thing, and you know, I just left the boat, so that was really a shame that I missed that bit of fun.
As you can see from the video, 30 years ago, the three of us and a couple of other fellas came here to this beautiful island. It was our first ever trip to the Caribbean. It was our first time on board a boat that big. And we had an amazing time. And funny, over the 30 years that have gone down, we felt a kind of bond with that boat. So we were invited back here by Mr. Bernati and Panerai to come and have a reunion with an old flame.
We arrived at the Galleon Beach Club, right just here, just to the left of where we are. And I came down to the room, put my suitcase in the room and looked out the window, and there's this beautiful boat sitting there, and it was Eilean.
I feel kind of like Eileen's sort of saved my life. Talk about the perfect storm. Waves were breaking on the spreaders of the mizzen mast, and I was steering, I was at the helm, and I was strapped on with a lifeline, and then I got hit by a wave from behind that actually snapped my lifeline, you know, that I was hooked onto the helm at, and took me right off the boat in the wave, and the wave threw me back on. I guess Neptune or whoever was saying, oh, now we don't want her, and I landed against the helm, and boom.
Well, the new fiberglass boat, the kickers out of the market. They came and took over the business. Instead of having 4 guests on Eilean, these guys, they were taking 8 of them. So that's it. We were at. So I usually stop in Malaga on the way back. There was a storm warning. And that ferry came in with losing both engines, escorted by 2 tugs, but the skipper refused assistance and kept on going, hit Eilean on a bowsprit against the wall. Here in Antigua, I put the bulwark back, broken but mend them, and went up to St. Thomas, and I did a few charters there, came back here, back and forth in between here and St. Thomas, where it was much more easy, and she wouldn't suffer as much as down Eilean here.
After that, she just pretty much never caught herself, and he never got the funds or whatever, and she just sort of died a slow death over there.
So it was a classic boat graveyard, so to speak, and all the old boats waiting to either be purchased or sea burial.
Eilean, it was discovered in a particular way. It was the first year that we were sponsoring the Panerai Regattas in Antigua. A friend of us, Mr. Falcone, bring us to drink a pina colada, the best pina colada of the Isle, that is just behind of this building. And we came here by the tender, not walking, by the tender in the bay. And I saw Eilean in that angle inside the mangroves, and I asked, what is this? I was curious to understand what was this half-destroyed, pot. And they told me, he's a 5, but you know, he got sick twice, he's not in well condition, etc., etc. I asked to see her. And John showed us, after half an hour, show us the boat.
People used to come and ask and wanted to buy hair and things like that. I never wanted to sell hair. It was fine with Panerai because I could see, you know, the campaign they could do with hair and the money they could put in it. Well, I'm getting old, you know. So at one time you have to take a decision. I'm happy to see hair in good condition, and I'm sad not having hair anymore.
As I saw the boat, I told to my people, it can be the Panerai ambassador. They watched me, they said, but you are crazy, Mr. Bonatti. Look, it is destroyed, this boat. No, it doesn't matter, we can restore it. 2 months later, the boat was acquired by Panerai.
The final word was that, listen, we bought this boat in the dockyard and we want you to be the skipper. So we're going to be towing this boat to Martinique. So I said, Kiko, what boat is it? He said, Eilean. Eilean? I mean the boat in the dockyard in the mangroves. He said, yeah. The most interesting part of the crossing is when I got back here. John came down the dock and he said, Maurice, boy, you're one lucky man, because if the seas had picked up and one of the rib had shifted on that boat, you would be a goner. I said, John, thanks, because you waited until we get back here to say that, so thank you, John.
And it was easy to go through the classic boat because Panerai, doing its values, doing its craftsmanship, needs to be merged with something similar. And the classic boats are perfect, they fitted perfectly for Panerai.
The return of Eilean was special, mainly because no one has seen her sailing for so many years. And I remember the last race she did was one of Tony Fincham's tall ships races in 1984, I believe, and she left Antigua with a ray of sunshine on her with a black squall behind her, and it was a really special moment.
You know, you're quite wary in the back of your mind. You're in Antigua, the big return for the boat, being back home, Panerai Classics, the Panerai flagship. I certainly don't push her as hard as I could do, but I have to. That's my role as captain. very stiff competition. Marietta is fast. She has 2 or 3 more meters on the waterline, so she's always going to beat us over the water, but she's a very quick boat. Also in our class was Twiga, the 15 meter, and Nordwind, all quick boats. So it was always going to be tough for us. Especially in Antigua here, you're on the dock, you have people coming up to the side of the boat, and they have familiarity with her from her history. They like the story. It's romantic, the whole thing. Modern boat doesn't have that.
And I want to thank John Shearer that he helped us indeedly to restore and to make Eilean so beautiful as you know. Thank you very much.
All I have to say is thanks to Panerai to restore and put her back on the birthdays. Sailboats is something alive. It's not like the car and you parked it and that's it. No. Sailboat is part of your life and is very well alive. Especially when she's good and beautiful.